what is going on? It's so good to be going to the gym this morning. The sun is actually out a little bit. It's in and out, which is nice because it has been just kind of overcast and not that pretty for a few weeks now, which is rare for Southern California. It's crazy how much of an effect weather can have. I know, like, when I was living back home, I'm originally from Tennessee. Like, I love the seasons, don't get me wrong, but winter, whew, it's hard to train sometimes in the winter. But everything's warming up now, so people really don't have an excuse. Woke up in a good mood today. My lower back, for some reason, like, I was putting on my socks and it hurt. I'm gonna cut that out. So yeah, it's my deload week and I'm doing legs today. So I'm gonna be doing, I just started doing low bar squats last week actually. I loved them. They felt really good. The first week I ever tried them, I hated them because they hurt so bad. And then the second week I tried them, I loved them. So we'll see how they feel today. I would imagine that as I get more comfortable with them, that they will just continue to get better and better. I definitely can squat more weight low bar. It actually felt really comfortable. It felt really strong. Anyways, that is what is going on today. I will see you guys on the other side. Alright guys, here with a deload leg workout. I'm still getting adjusted to these low bar squats and the positioning where I feel I'm the strongest, and the grooving where I am giving myself the best leverage to squat the most weight. I didn't go over 225 today, and I was just doing low bar with a slight pause at the bottom, and I really enjoyed these. I really enjoy pause squatting. I think it allows you to focus on each, eccentric and concentric portion of the movement and really nail that groove. So here, just showing you guys that I'm hitting parallel, which I'm really happy with this depth that I'm going at. It's not ATG, but I'm doing low bar, whereas if I was doing Olympic style high bar, I would be going deeper. But I think this is perfect depth for power lifting, just deep enough. Another thing that I've found, or at least it helps me with my setup, is I will push my head all the way through on the other side of the bar when I'm getting it in my position, and it allows me to really get my back even that much tighter and find the right position for that bar to sit on, because I know the first time I ever did low bar, it was so painful. Mid-workout I switched to high bar. So if you've never done low bar before and it is extremely painful, make sure you are getting the bar low enough on your back. After these, I went into paused front squats, and I could not find the rack positioning. It was hurting like my wrists looked like they're about to snap off, and on my first two sets, I was like, okay, I can't continue this grip. Like it was hurting so bad, and as you can see, I even switched over to this style, and I was like, oh, I don't want to. I want to keep this front rack, but it was so painful. So tried it again, and what I found, which I will go into detail a little bit more at the end of this workout, is the bar position was just too low. It wasn't high enough on my body
to be in a good front rack position. And I was basically holding the weight on my front delts instead of on top of my front delts. So the shelf that I was quote unquote creating simply wasn't there. This set I got it right, and I really pushed the bar back into my neck, and they felt amazing. And as you can see in the bottom position, my elbows are much more parallel to the floor on this set, and they just felt 10 million times better. After my front squats, I moved into stiff leg deadlifts, and I did these explosive, and I also did them without the bar touching the ground in between sets. So the last camera angle that I have, I show you the plates were stopping just short of the ground, and then I was firing back up.
What's going on? Okay, so it's such a pretty day here that I thought I would shoot my post-workout video back at my apartment. It is seriously a beautiful day. So I did paused low bar back squats. They felt good. I hit a warm-up set of 185, and I thought about staying there, even though my goal weight was 225 for 3 sets of 8. But after doing 185, I said, you know what, I'm better than that. So I went ahead and threw 2 plates on each side for 225, and I got all of my reps. Like I said, 3 sets of 8 paused low bar, and it felt good, felt strong beltless, and I never squat beltless. So I'm gonna try and incorporate that, especially on my deload week, which is essentially a hypertrophy technique focused week. And then I did front squats. I was going for 3 sets of 8 paused on that, and my first 2 sets I couldn't get the Olympic style front grip, and like midway through each set I had to cross over into the more bodybuilding style front squat. Named that because typically bodybuilders have a lack of mobility. I had to switch over to it, and I was like, what's going on? Why can't I get under the bar? My third set, I moved the bar from like collarbone to like neck. So actually on top of my collarbone instead of like on it, or maybe even slightly below. Made all the difference in the world. If you're struggling to get that front rack position, make sure the bar is literally up against your neck, as tight to your body as possible. Shove those elbows up. Also, on my last set, I put my elbow on the bar and I just let it stretch. I kind of pulled down for maybe a count of 10, and I did that for each arm. And I didn't test and retest, but I think the combination of that slight mobility work with the bar made all the difference. But if I had to, put money on one or the other, make sure that bar is in the right position. Otherwise, you're never going to get a front rack. If the bar is, say, here, you're just never going to get a front rack. So make sure the bar is in the right position if you're struggling with that. And then I went on to some stiff leg deadlifts, and how I did those differently, and then how I do them most of the time is I never let the bar touch the ground once I picked it up for my set. Right before the bar touched the ground, I was driving it back up. And my last exercise, which I did not film, was a single leg hamstring curl. And I've never used this machine before because I've never been at a gym that had this machine, but I used it and loved it. It took me a while to figure out how it works, but I used it and I loved it. It felt so good, and I think I'm going to start using that, not necessarily a substitution, but a supplement to my lying leg curls. It just felt really good, and I got a really strong contraction with it. If there's a piece of equipment in your gym that you don't know how to work, so you avoid it, don't. Just take the time to go over there, pull on some things, figure out how it works, and see if it can work for you. Anyways, overall, it was an awesome workout. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.